Hey guys, Zach the Lux Couch up here, and I'm with.
Gavin Maney.
What do you do today, Gavin?
I got second place at the All Access Circuit Series finale.
Awesome, congratulations. What
Thank
do you
you.
play?
I played Ritual Beast.
Ooh,
Yeah, I've had this deck core since it came out in like 2014, and they finally got new support. And it's actually crazy because nobody knows what it does, and you can just take advantage of that and win games. So pretty much all I did today. Yeah, it got me second place. So
Alrighty, any shoutouts before we get into the deck profile?
shout out All Access Card Shop. They are the best Yu-Gi-Oh and card shop in Wisconsin. Um, Staff is awesome. Shout out John. Shout out Mar. Shout out Zach. Those guys put so much work in behind the scenes that like nobody really knows about, to make this community and like the Digimon and Lorcana community is just phenomenal for the area. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to all of them. They're phenomenal. Also shout out to the boys in the group chat. The homies. It can get a little degenerate at times, but it's all love. And yeah, great testing partners. Final shout out Liz, my girlfriend, for letting me do whatever I want and come to Yu-Gi-Oh and golf in the morning. Yeah, I golfed in the morning before this. I was gone all day, so shout out her for letting me just kind of continue to live my life in my 20s before we have kids and get married. So, all right, I'll just get into the list. It's just Ritual Beast with the new cards. So 3 Tamer Lara, the new one. This card is insane. This card makes all of your it gives the deck 1 card combos. It's an extender. It protects stuff from destruction. It's just insane. Like if this card didn't exist, this deck still wouldn't be like good to play at all. Second best Tamer is Tamer Elder. This card's like Evil Swarm Caster. So when you normal it, it's a condition. It just gives you another normal summon throughout the turn. It's cool. Next, we have 3 Canahawk. This is the new best 1 card starter. You normal it, banish Lara, summon whatever guy you want from a deck, and then you can just continue to play from there. Before the new cards came out, this was like the best 2 card combo you could open, and you would have to open like these 2 cards to even play. So just so much better now that you can just see this guy and just fully combo. We also play the second best 1 card starter, Rempengu. Lines are a little different, just because this card dumps to the graveyard instead of just banishing a name straight away like Canahawk does. This card's crazy with Shifter, just because both cards get banished. Yeah, shout out Shifter. So those, and then we have like the one of guys. So I'm not playing the Zephyr Pilica or the Pink Dolphin. Those cards are just kind of bricks. They are additional names, and there are times where Zephyr Pelica did come up today where I wish I kind of had it. So I'm going to mess around with ratios there. But all these guys are good in their own way. Lara is a reborn from the graveyard. This one specials back from your banished. This one, just when it dies, you just special one from your extra or your main deck, ignoring summoning conditions. And it's also a spiritual beast tamer, so it can be used with one of the beasts or with one of your tamers to make your fusions or whatever. Then a Pelio, cool guy. I also played the Nemesis package today. Decided to main the corridor and go the Colossus route game 1, just because you don't necessarily know what you're playing against to like correctly Protoss lock. I just felt that Colossus game 1 was just the better route, just to stop them from searching. And then after you know what they're playing, you can Protoss and kind of target down what attributes you don't want them to special summon. So these cards were really good. They make the deck, honestly. It just locks your opponent out from playing if you resolve everything. And then they are also extra bodies when it comes down to it for like link plays and whatnot. For the spell cards, I'm only playing 2 Inheritance. This card's weird. You have to open another name for you to be able to do anything with it. So I can understand like playing 3 because you want max consistency. You want to be able to see your cards in play. But I wanted to keep this close to 40 as possible with also playing options to play around hand traps. So I'm playing 2 right now. It might bump up to 3, but I don't really want to cut any cards from this list, and I only want to put cards in, but I don't want to go over 40. So stuff to test. And then the last 3, just the best like non-monster extender in the deck. E-Tilly's crazy. It gets you Alara, it gets you Elder. You normal summon Canohawk and it gets impermed, whatever. You just E-Tilly out of body, and then you can continue to play through from there. So shout out this card. Good card. And then finally, the One Steeds. Card's always on your end board. You're always popping stuff with it. Good. I was playing more before, but it just bricks. You'd like never want to draw it. You always want to search it. Yeah, just one. So that's pretty much it for the like engine cards. And then finally we played. Let's go through the non-engine. So the hand traps I played was 1 Nib, 3 Ash, and 3 Shifter, and 3 Impermanence. I don't know. I feel like in this format, especially, you want to play more hand traps for Snake Eye, but like this card just shuts down them from playing, so you like whatever. And then most people don't know how to play against your deck, so you can kind of like bait out their interactions pretty easily, and then still get to where you want to go. And then Protoss just makes it kind of free too. So that's all the hand traps I played. And then for like the other non-engine stuff, it was 2 talents, 2 crossout, and 2 prosperity. Prosperity is only at 2 because you never want to banish more than 3 cards when you go first. You just need like a name or something to like continue to play, and then you have so many. Your extra deck's so tight you like can't get rid of it because you're comboing through most of your extra deck on your turn 1 anyway. Crossout is mainly for the Nib. If your hand's kind of weak and you don't have the specific like lines to play through Nib, this card just helps you insulate it from it a little better. That's pretty much all this was here for. I didn't resolve this card once today. Never drew it, and when I did draw it, they just never hand trapped me. Last card, talents. MVP of today. Insane card. Like I said, nobody knows what this deck does. So they hand trap sub-optimally. Like they'll Veil or something early, or they'll Ash something early, and you can just go, oh, talents, let me see your hand. Rip out a Nib, rip out their second hand trap, whatever, and then you can kind of craft your board to exactly what their hand is, and they just lose. So that was the main 40 cards. There are some ratios and stuff that I could definitely change. I don't know what yet. I still need to test out pretty much everything, but yeah, felt pretty good. Deck's really hard to play, so I definitely need work on my technical play as well. That'll just come with time, though. I haven't been playing this version of the deck for too long. Get into the extra. 2 Canohawk. 2 is all you'll ever need. I know back in the day we'd play 3, or some people might play with 3 now. It's just not necessary. These cards tag out. They go back to the extra deck for free, so there's no point in playing more. Like, sure, they can try to nib you. They can try to imperm Veiler. Like, try to get rid of this, but it's just like, oh, return for cost. He's gone. Like, can't touch him. He's MC Hammer. 2 Noche Drago. This card also makes this deck insane. Had a couple of players say, oh, that's just like Visa's Astrolaud. So that's what I call him. It's just Ritual Beast, Visa's Astrolaud. You just banish 2 names from your graveyard and summon him. Crazy, and it prevents targeting. So it's an extender, helps you play through like the targeted hand traps, and it also tags out for 1 body. So yeah, it's a great card. You have to play 2 because sometimes you might need to link 1 off so you can make sure you do your Protoss lines. The last 2 fusions I play were 1 Alti Guy Pelio and 1 Alti Apelio. I never made this card once. I never had to dump him off a Rampengu, but you still need to play it because sometimes you just need that extra name of Apelio in your graveyard, and you have to banish this to be able to get to that Apelio. And then he's also an Armades, so when you attack, it's just unaffected by card effects until the end of the damage step. And then finally, Alti Guy Pelio. This card is an Omni Negate, not once per turn, not once per chain, just depending on how many Ritual Beast cards you have in your hand. So if you can get one of your Altis on board and a Tamer and a Beast, you can just contact fuse into this, and if you have A lot of Ritual Beast cards, you just start negating everything. I never hard made this card once. I am always banishing it off Rank Pengu and shuffling it back with the Nemesis cards. There are probably lines where it came up today where I didn't make it, but that's just technical play stuff that I need to work on as well. Into the links, I only played one of each name. If you do your lines correctly, you don't really need two of this guy. And then I don't think you ever need more than one of this guy. If you summon him correctly, you can bring it back off Lara. You can bring it back off Wen on your follow-up turns. And then this card just gets you everything you want. Because it's a normal summon, you can grab a piece back from your banished and do everything that way. So, cards are really good. Glad this card came out too. This card's always been broken. And then we have our free agents. We have IP Masquerena for the end board. Never made it once today. SP Little Knight, made it a lot. Card's cool. Unicorn, I made it once against Tenpai to put back all their cards so I could guarantee game next turn. Appaloosa, maybe made it once or twice. I don't remember. And then Axis Code, I never made this card once. I was going to make it against Tenpai, but he ogred this, but I still spun his stuff. So we ended up winning that game. But yeah, there's definitely lines where these all come up. This is just the most important one, I think. And then finally, we have like the two cards you need for your Nemesis package. Infernal Flame Banshee. A lot of your main deck cards are level 4s, so you just overlay and search. You can search for Apelio or the Flag because it just searches for level 4 Pyro, and Apelio is a Pyro. And then when this card is banished and you control a Pyro, it reborns itself. So it's good for like if you are under your own shifter and you link it off. It's just a free body. It comes back. Yeah, this card's really good. And then the last card is Colossus. You make it with the Corridor. Try to lock people out of games. So that's the extra. Finally, let's get to our side. One Protoss. I sided Corridor out every game 2 and 3, and I always played this card. This card is actually probably the most broken card ever, especially in this deck. It helps you lock your opponent out of playing the game. It helps break boards. You just call an attribute and blow everything up, and then you can just swing for free. This card decimates Snake Eye, so I might main it, but I really like the Colossus just because you don't know ever what you're going to play against. So there's that. And then most of it is just pretty generic. I played 2 Lightning Storm, 3 Cosmic, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Evenly, and then 3 D Barrier. I don't think there's very much to say. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about any of these cards, except for the Evenly. There's a really cool interaction with this deck in Evenly. You can like play and end on one of your names that can tag out. So, for example, you can go this, you go battle, you kill something, and then you go chain link 1, it'll tag out for cost, and then if your opponent doesn't have any response, you can evenly them, and then you summon your 2 names, and then you can just continue to play in main 2. So that's it for the list. I already got all my shout outs out. I don't really have anything else to say. Thanks again, All Access Card Shop, and yeah, we'll be back here.
Awesome. Thanks for the deck profile. We hope to hear back from you soon.
Thanks.